What's happening? It's Chris Hall here. You are now tuned into the Chris Hall Show. I need everybody within the sound of my voice. Follow me on Instagram at ChrisHallATL. Click the link in the bio. That'll take you to my YouTube page. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you are alerted anytime I drop some new content. Give your boy a thumbs up as well. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today. What's going on, y'all? Y'all having a good week? It is hump day. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. Whew. Did y'all hear the Donda album by Kanye West, Wheezy? Yeezy? Oh, man. So it's been a lot of controversy surrounding that album, what I've noticed. What I have noticed, as the sinner I am, ain't no cursing on this album. I have no idea why. Rumors report that Universal dropped the album without him knowing. I don't know how that happened. Like my boy Soulja Boy said that that was cap. I'm not 100% sure. I know Soulja Boy was left off the album. Chris Brown was left off the album. And then the Baby was left off the album for a second, then was thrown back on there. I know when I downloaded it at first, everything was cool. Then a couple days later, some songs were blacked out. I had to delete it, put it back. So I don't know what's going on the album. Now, I will say, it's a decent album. I'm going to say everything from track 5, which is Hurricane, all the way to No Child Left Behind is my favorite. But track 5 through 23, you can really let ride, to be quite honest. There's some that I may skip, but some of my favorites are Hurricane, Believe What I Say, Remote Control, and Jesus Lord. Oh, it's a lot. It's almost like a gospel album. So I figured that there was no cursing because he made some type of gospel album of some sort. But even he curses in it, but then he bleeps it out. So I don't know what's going on, but Kanye West, please get your album together so we can download a real final version of this album instead of this weird leaked clean version. You know, not that it's not good without the cursing, but I like my album raw. Okay, I want it how the artist meant it to be digested. That's how I want it. Topic of the day: should men date a feminist? For those who don't know what a feminist is, or at least what it was, is someone who supports feminism. And feminism is the equal social, political, and economic opportunities for women. Pretty much equal rights for women. Now, you know, women marched back in the, 1960s and stuff like that. 1919 or something like that. Y'all got the right to vote and stuff like that. And it was all good. You know, there's no laws in the books discriminating or oppressing women at this point. But now it seems like feminism has took a turn to where, women nowadays, they don't like the word feminist, right? So they'll back off of the word feminist, or they'll take offense if you call them a feminist, even though they're exuding feministic or feminism traits, right? And you know a feminist when you see them, or at least when you have a conversation with them. Now, as a man, should you date a feminist? I don't think so. Not for marriage, at least. I really don't, because a feminist is, at least now, someone who clings themselves to victimhood mentality. When I say that, I mean they're always trying to fight for something, right? It's always a fight of some sort. You're always feeling, a friend of mine used, marginalized. And when you have that type of spirit to where you always feel like someone is against you, or you're not getting equal opportunity for something, you're going to always look for these things. That's why you see a lot of women in the like the Black Lives Matter movement, right? Like, think about it. BLM is led by a bunch of feminists, right? A bunch of feminists, lesbian women who don't believe in a nuclear family, man, woman, children, stuff like that. They don't believe that. Knowing that for the world to go round, you do need heterosexual people, no matter what y'all say or what y'all do or what y'all tell me. Don't be offended. I'm just telling y'all the truth. Random, is this shirt tight? I don't know. What y'all think? I feel like this shirt tight. Or am I getting swole? I don't know. I don't know. Y'all gonna have to deal with it, man. I don't know. Y'all let me know. But yeah, they usually tie themselves to some type of movement, even though there's nothing going on. You get what I'm saying? They really live in their head. Normal women go about their business, do the best that they can, and don't complain about someone discriminating against them. They just do what they need to do. They don't have to tie themselves to some type of victimhood. It's always, you'll even see their posts. They're always posting about racism, or they post a lot of like women empowerment things, which is cool. No problem with that. I also think women should be empowered, right? Nothing wrong with words of affirmation for the day, saying, I am woman, hear me roar. That's fine. But this is where you meet a lot of those alpha women. Remember, there's no such thing as alpha women. Don't let them lie to you. But for today, I'll use it. So this is where you get a lot of the alpha women who think that they are equal to a man. See, that's where I believe that feminism took a turn for the worse, to where instead of fighting just for your rights, equal rights, okay? That's what it was supposed to be for. But now you're trying to be equal to a man. So now you're having women coming out of the house and, being career women. And I had a conversation with a friend of mine and a good friend of the show as well, to where he was dating a chick, and for some reason he feels like he's attracted to a woman who can do for herself. That's what attracts him. And guess what? As time progresses, he realizes the problems that he's having with a career woman. A career woman will put herself and her career before anything. That comes first and foremost. It's funny because they will always be talking about the white man, but will break their neck to get to that white man's job on time and prompt. You hear me? So don't believe the hype about all this victimhood stuff, okay? They are not victims, but they will fight for nothing. It is all in their imagination. So you get a lot of feminists who don't respect men. You know why they don't respect men? Because they think they are on the level of men, right? You are not. There is so many contradictions to that statement. I had a few conversations in the DM about like abortion and should women force men to be fathers, right? And you should have seen the conversations that I have. I wish I could bring it here, but I don't like putting out people's direct messages because I don't like when women do it on social media platforms. I keep our messages private. I may, mention them, but I'll never post people's private messages. So, and it was a resounding yes. We should be forced to be fathers. So even though we both are supposed to be equal, so we both should share the responsibility of laying together and having unprotected sex. And what happens when you bring a sperm and an egg together? Usually you have a baby. You hear me? So I had posed the question, if the man does not want the child and the woman wants to keep the child, should the man be forced to now be a father and pay child support? Most people said yes, right? So I flipped it around and said, well, if the man wants the baby, but the woman does not, should she have to come to term with that child? And most women said no. So this means that we do not share equal responsibility when it comes to being parents. Now, I understand. Men are not the ones who have to carry the baby for 8 months, okay? And I get it. Somebody told me all these risks that you guys have with pregnancy, and I understand. But modern medicine and Western civilization, as we know it, has made it quite quite easy to have a baby with minor complications. I think I did a Google search on as far as death. You get what I'm saying? As far as death for the woman to having a baby. And I think it was 0.00017 of a percentage, the chance of you dying. Okay. So I don't like when you just use anything to your benefit. Okay. So it was pretty much like you can force a man to be a father, but you can't force a woman to be a mother. This means we are not equal. To be honest, you slick got an advantage right there, right? Absolutely. So let's say that I'm dating you, right? I'm dating you, you sleeping over my house, or we're married or something, right? Something goes bump in the night, right? I got my pistol by my bed. You get up because we dead sleep and say, babe, I hear something. Do you hear that? I said, no, babe, I don't hear anything. You say, no, babe, I hear something downstairs. Go check it out. And I'm like, well, wait a second. I'm married to a feminist. We are equal. Sweetheart, you take the pistol and you go downstairs. Because why? We're equal. Beware, fellas. Any woman, when you ask her what's her intentions or something like that, and she says to find a partner, run away. Run far, far away. Because I am no one's partner. Partner is a word for the homosexual community in defining their relationship with their partner. When someone says, oh yeah, me and my partner is going to, I don't know about you guys or girls or whatever y'all pronouns are. I believe that partner, when I hear partner, I immediately think that you're talking about the same sex. Because I am not my woman's partner. You are my wife. I am your husband. You are my girl. I am your man. We share completely different roles in a relationship. Okay. And I'm pissed off because I ain't even looking at the notes. I ain't got much notes. I was late. This is all freestyle. Okay. Off the dome. Psh. I am not your partner. We are not equal. And like I said, the feminist movement and us not being equal somehow became a bad thing. What y'all have to realize is a woman who wants to be your partner is a woman who wants to go against the patriarchy, right? And I think that word has been weaponized now for anything of American tradition. So anything that's traditional, a woman would say, "Oh, that's against the patriarchy." Da, 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 da. It is tradition, ladies and gentlemen. There is nothing wrong with tradition. The world right now, as y'all see on the news, and y'all seeing all these things changing in the school systems and the things that they're teaching our kids, and they're trying to change history and teach other things, and this, that, and the third. They are trying to tear down tradition. Okay. Now, I ain't going to get too religious on you because I'm not a religious person. But, okay, if you call yourself a Christian, as far as I know, the Bible that I read, it states that it's supposed to go God, the man, the woman, and the children. That is how it's supposed to go. So how do you call yourself a woman of God? Because believe you me, women, especially black women, love them some Jesus and God. They will blame God on everything, okay? They will blame God for the good, and they will sit around and wait and not do nothing and blame God on bringing them a man, okay? And that's not how the thing go. So you have to beware, because the women, right, the feminist women, what they're doing is they don't want to change anything within themselves. They want to stay in this feminist mind state and blame everything on men. They hate men. They use men for two things. Don't get it twisted. They still fucking, okay? They use men for a dick and a wallet. Let me say it one more time for the people in the back. A dick and a wallet. Why? Because they have their own money. They've got their own cars. They have their own place. They got their dog. And when they have their dog, they have someone who they can boss around. Don't get it twisted. A woman with a dog is usually somebody with a power trip, because their dog listens to them and loves them unconditionally. They want a man like their dog. Don't tell nobody I told y'all that. But that's what they want. They want you to come when they say come, go when they say go. They feed you when they want to feed you, and they might even walk you every so often so you can take a shit. Okay? That's why women love dogs so much, because it loves them unconditionally. They don't have to do nothing but feed them. How easy is that? And the dog listens, right? How ironic. So fellas, a feminist is not someone you want to date. Mind you, there's different looks of feminism. Like some of them have, they perfect situation or perfect example. So you can tell for sure a feminist by the way she wears her hair. Okay? To men, your hair is literally the embodiment of your feminism. But your femininity, right? When you start to alter that in masculine ways, like you see women cutting their hair off, you see women not even caring about their hair. They're wearing these momos and really like tight and not dressing, feminine. You get what I'm saying? Because they don't want to attract a man, So they do these little things, right? They don't smile. They don't tell you hello just because. They don't look approachable, because they know deep down inside they don't have the spirit, not the spirit, the spirit to handle no real man. So what do? They rack up beta males. Oh yeah. Also, just added the last installment of me and Mr. More Live Than You's interview. It was really good. We had a great time. Check out the YouTube page. We got a few videos from different topics that we talked about. It's really interesting. I wouldn't tell you watch something that I wouldn't watch myself. And guess who it's got in it? It's got me. What's better than that? No, but honestly, it does have some good information. We had a great back and forth. I'll be having more interviews coming soon. Anyway, shameless plug. My bad. I'm trying to make some money, man. I'm going to be honest. But that's what y'all have to realize, is that when women start altering their hair and start wearing certain things to where it detracts men. So what do? They get, like I said, they get these beta males, they play with them a little bit and then leave them and say you wasn't man enough. Or what do they say? you can't handle a real woman, right? Not even knowing what a real woman is. Fellas, a real woman is comfortable in her femininity. She enjoys taking care of you and what you need to be done. And guess what? This is what a lot of men also leave out, this last statement right here. Because we'll say we want a woman to cook, clean, but we never say what she gets. So the way it sounds like slavery, right? Y'all always compare the traditional woman to slavery. You call her a pick-me, this, that, and the third. Women really down women who are wife material because they mad. They mad because they can't do it. They spirit won't allow them to. They're usually from a broken home, single mothers, and it just gets passed down from generation to generation of women who hate men. They tell you all the bad things your daddy did when you was younger, and you never go to your daddy and ask him for yourself. All you know is my daddy wasn't there. Not realizing that your daddy just couldn't put up with your mama. So some men, I'm going to be honest, just give up. Not give up on a child, but they make it very difficult for that to work out, right? Which is why I would prefer for you guys to get married, have a kid, do things the right way. Now, mind you, we get it. Divorce rates are very high. So obviously me telling you to get married isn't a guarantee, but we all know it is definitely the best way to do it. Jumping in a car and driving to the store isn't a guarantee you won't get in an accident, but you still should put on your seatbelt, correct? That doesn't mean you're not going to get in an accident, but if you do, at least you could brace yourself a little bit. So we always tell you the best thing to do, but nothing is 100%. But as I was saying, you get these single moms that tell their daughters, and they grow their daughters up to be just like them. So now you got two man-hating females, okay? You also will get different words that men say trigger these women. See how I just said females? Now, a female is just a gender, like a male is. Now, I get it. Most people don't refer to a man as a male person. I usually hear female more than male. There are women out there. There's women out there that are triggered by words, right? You don't mean nothing by it. You're just talking, but they're triggered by certain things. And you have to understand it's in a spirit. It's not real. They don't even like the word female. And I'm like, I've literally had arguments with women over calling them a female. These women tie themselves to some of the most silliest things to try to get to try to seem virtuous, like they one up somebody. Don't call me no female. All right, cool. All right, good. I just never understood these things. I have no idea why they tie themselves to this. So men, if you take that risk and date a feminist, it may be cool at first. Like I told you, my friend was cool at first, but now he's seeing some of the downsides to dating a feminist. She's only caring about herself. You should not have to tell a woman your worth. So you shouldn't have to sit your woman down and be like, hey, man, you know I'm a good man and, you know, I do this and do that. No. You sound like a beta male, okay? You don't want to be that. Get out of your feelings. If this woman does not already know your worth, hit the road. Hit the road. What you have to understand, if you are really worth what you say you're worth, there are plenty women out there. Ladies, don't believe the hype. There is not plenty men out there. So all these men, these good men that you're leaving, okay, and not taking accountability for what you did wrong, there's so many women that I hear just blaming men for everything. Everything. every action has a reaction. So it's not like we come in as the worst person ever, okay? That's not how it goes. Usually you're doing something that causes us to do something else, okay? So what will happen is you'll date these women, everything will be just fine, and then at some point they show their true colors of feminism, that they want to be equal to you. These are the women who may not even cook. You're getting takeout all the time. When you come to their place, you don't smell no food being cooked. She asking you what you want to eat on Uber Eats. Nigga, Uber Eats? No. Uber pots and pans, sweetheart. We're not doing that. Fellas, don't deal with no woman that's not cooking, okay? That's going to cause you nothing but pain and heartache for your life and your stomach, okay? Y'all going to be eating 2 for 2s and 4 for 4s. We not doing that. I think a lot more men need to start speaking up. They are allowing y'all to emasculate yourself because of this Me Too movement and things like that. What's happening is men are starting to kind of back down because, as you see in the news, I mean, I wish I could put up a slide. I seen the other day, I was watching like a YouTube, and they were just putting up a slide of all these prominent figures who's been torn down by women. What y'all have to stop doing is stop making women your God, okay? Do not worship women. It's almost like worshiping the devil, because that will, listen, that will really beat you down internally. And you don't want that. You need to walk in your purpose with your head held high. Don't let nobody tell you no different. Because trust me, as feminists as these women may want to be, they are attracted to nothing more than an alpha man. Don't get it twisted, okay? They are not attracted to beta males. Usually what they do with beta males is they use them for those 2 things that I told you about earlier, dick and a wallet. Both, sometimes one or the other. So please, do not get it twisted, fellas. A feminist is not someone you want to marry, you want to date. And what we need to get to, and I know this is going to be difficult because men are sexual creatures, okay? We are visual, all right? We see something, our little Peter Witter get on hard, and we go for it. That's just how we operate most of the time. But I even heard Kevin Samuels say this, and it's a term called dick discipline. I think we need to have more of that, okay? We need not give women dick who don't deserve it. And ladies, you as well. If you fall into that wifey material, and listen, don't take this for I'm talking to all y'all, because I'm really not. It's only a select few. I'm going to give it a handful. Don't give these men vagina who don't deserve it either. So don't get mad. Remember, always do what the doctor orders. The doctor ordered you to take 1,000 milligrams of, if it don't apply, let it fly. What y'all will notice, even in the comment section of all these, known media outlets, Media Takeout, TMZ, World Star, Spiritual World, all these things like that, you'll even see in the comments, those people in the comments are usually angry, bitter women. Bitter. The world has gave them outcomes that they did not expect. What happens is, what you women do is you'll take what you have, right? Remember I talked about in the marketplace? You'll take what you have, you'll take it out there into the world. No one is buying it. And then you'll go back and just blame the customers. Does that make any sense to you? You blame the customers, that you never upgrade the product. Okay? You don't do any type of product analysis at all. You just go back out there and sell the same product that's not selling. And that's going to beat you down. Self-accountability. This is actually water. Self-accountability is big, man. When you do some self-reflecting, And this goes for men and women, you will really realize the things that you did wrong that you didn't even realize that was wrong. There's some women who I would talk to and it'll be something so obvious, but women base themselves off of emotion. They live in their emotions. They're not logical creatures usually. Some of them, most of them. And y'all know that. So don't take this as a diss. This is what, believe it or not, this is what makes you a woman. Being in your emotions. This is why man should be with woman, because we complement each other so well. You are in your emotions. We are logical creatures. We come together and make beautiful music together, a symphony. That's what we are here for. Now, people in the homosexual community, I don't know. That's a different culture. More power to you. But us, I'm talking about us, okay? Because all I know is us. And this is what makes us great, is that we differ so much, which is why we come together, because we complement each other, a yin and a yang. And there's nothing wrong with that. Y'all be taking, that you're emotional as a bad thing. It's not completely bad as long as you know how to hone your emotions. And that's where the men come in, to where we can guide you. I dealt with some women who are very emotional, very erratic, and I have to guide them on where their emotions should go. And they are usually appreciative of that, because they realize, damn, you know what, Chris, I was really flipping out the other day. I appreciate that you were so calm and you brought me down to reality. That's what some of you men need to realize. And I'm gonna have a show or do a short video on this as well. Don't be arguing with women. Men don't argue with women. Don't be raising your voice at these women. Don't be getting loud. Don't call them out of their name, because at that point you are no better than them. Strength comes with de-escalation. That's when a real woman, will respect you more, is your de-escalation tactics. As she's yelling, screaming, going out of control, losing her mind, it's because it's an internal battle inside of her. She may not know how to express how she's feeling, so she goes to anger. Women are very angry, okay? Women are a lot more angrier than men. It's just that men usually are more physical, right? The reason that women don't get physical with men as much, because they definitely do, women are not as strong as men, obviously. So what they use is this thing in between your nose and your chin. Is called their mouth, right? And their words are piercing, right? Their words will pierce a man's soul if you let it. If you're weak, you will be affected by a woman's words. Once you are strong, it will not bother you whatsoever, because this isn't her. This is the exorcist. You just have to release those demons from her. Rebuke them. Okay? Go get the holy water, get the olive oil, and just get that demon out of her. It's in her. Okay? They will use their words because they know they can't use their strength. And I'm not going to lie. Words sometimes can cut deeper than physical. These things go, but soon those wounds will heal. Now that verbal abuse, that could last with you forever. If you allow and you stay in these toxic relationships to where a woman is beating you down, once you can't take no more and y'all separate, or she leaves your ass because she sees how weak you are and she go to the next dick, you, my friend, will then be tarnished. You will be hurt, bruised, battered, and now you take that product back into the marketplace and you haven't built yourself up. You ever had an injury from either working? I know I had a workout injury. I had like a hernia thing going on, Are you sprained a muscle? You're going to have to work that back up. You got to go to some type of physical therapy in order to push up that 315 that you used to push up. But you sprained your shoulder. You pulled your rotator cuff. So you're going to have to work out in physical therapy in order to build up back up to that strength to push that 315 up. So that's what you have to work on, fellas. Work on self. If you're getting out of a relationship from a woman that just beats you down mentally, spiritually, and I'm sure financially, you're going to have to build yourself up. I have a friend who was recently divorced, and he seems to not be able to take time out to rebuild himself. So what happens is you have a half of a man going out there. You're not strong enough to lead another woman. You got to be a strong man to lead another human being. And to be honest, women are picking up on this more often. They're picking up on men not being men and not allowing you to lead. But if you are a leader and that woman is not allowing you to lead, that's when you probably got a feminist on your hand and she believes that she's looking for a partner. You'll see most women who believe they're looking for a partner without a partner, because men are not your partner. We are your husbands. I'm not your partner. Until we play a game of spades together, sweetheart, I'm not your partner. Okay? And you bet not cut me. I'm going to be pissed. You hear me? But anyway, like I was saying, you have to build yourself up to be prepared for a relationship. Relationships are hard anyway. So if you go into these relationships weak and beaten and battered, that next woman is going to pick up on that. So back to my friend, like, he doesn't give himself any time after a relationship. So you come out of like a marriage, you get into a relationship, go out of that relationship into another relationship, out of that relationship into another relationship. Something has to be wrong with you at some point. You're going to need to reevaluate. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of like basketball. If you're losing, the coach usually calls a timeout. He sees how the defense is playing you. So he draws up another play and try to go out there and score, because y'all haven't scored in the past 2 minutes. You haven't scored in the past 2 minutes. So you're going to have to do something different so you can score. Okay, y'all are getting served out here, swept. You're going to need to come back into the game with another game plan, man. Women respect authority. They may not like it, but they at least respect it. So it's better for you to lose as a man than to endure as a bitch. That's 100. You hear me? You would rather leave with your head high as a man and go out there with that built up product, going to find the woman of your dreams, than to deal with the bitch of your nightmares. You don't want to do that. No, these women can beat you down. Don't get beat down. Once you see a sign of this woman is not going to put you first, leave. Leave. Okay, what they say, get that bread, get that hair, and leave. Do not stay in that relationship, okay? Learn some dick discipline to where you're not just slinging raw penis around Atlanta, Miami, Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, Houston, all these major cities. Don't do it, okay? Build yourself up to where you're ready to bring the best product, and you know that you deserve the best of the best that's out there. And go for the best of the best. Don't try to step up these women. No, go for the best. If you feel like that's what you're worth, know your worth. A man is worth more than you believe. I just think women nowadays, due to the fact that the world has made it so civilized, women need men more than they realize. It's just that they can afford to rent a nigga right now. They can afford to get cute, put on a bunch of fake shit, go out, snatch a man. Like I said, get that dick in a wallet. If they need the AC fixed, most of these women stay in apartments. They don't have their own house usually. mainly because they don't have a man. So they need all the amenities of an apartment. It has security, right? You have a maintenance man that comes over and fixes everything. And you also have a community, right? So you have a close-knit neighborhood because women work better in communities, right? They work better with others. Like women on a group project, oh, you gonna lose. I ain't even gonna front. Women work better together in groups. You feel what I'm saying? Men are usually solo. You see a man off in a stick somewhere in Conyers, staying in a 2.5 by his damn self, collecting his guns and shooting deer. But you won't see a woman doing that because a woman needs safety. Okay? They need safety. Women are not safe without a man. I don't care what you say. You are not safe without safety. That's why usually when I be dating women and I go over the apartment complex, I got to get buzzed in 9 times, get a retinal scan, you know, and get a negative COVID test before I get in the building, because you are the weaker species. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what we love about y'all. We love that femininity. Okay. We love a woman being a woman. Okay. Be a princess. Let down your hair, Rapunzel. Okay. And as I close, there's nothing wrong with women having the same rights to a man. We talk about voting in the workplace, having autonomy over themselves. You're not our property. I get that. You are not our property, but you are our wives, and you need to act as such. Now, listen, if you all don't want to acquiesce to any of these rules, mind you, this is not Chris Hall's rules. These are man's rules. The problem is you don't want to listen to men. So how you want a man, but don't want to listen to nothing he has to say? You want to throw out all your demands and leave it on the table that we provided, may I add. That's not how it's going to work. That's not going to get you anywhere. So men, when you get a sniff of feminism, and trust me, you're going to see it. And when you see it, you're going to remember this video right here. And thank your boy, Chris Hall. Leave something in the comments. Say, you know what, Chris? I'm dating a feminist right now and I ain't even know it. You just opened my eyes. She told me she wanted a partner as well. I thought I wanted a partner. You don't. Believe you me. But anyway, that wraps up our show for today. I'm Chris Hall. Thank you for tuning into the Chris Hall Show. Until next time, I'm out.